I'm Joette from the Bowdabra design team, and I'm coming at you live tonight on
And
Bowdabra. And we're
and
going to
I'm
be giving
Sandy,
away. Oh, sorry.
and
Hi,
I'm
Sandy.
Sandy, and I'm in the background here with Joette. So just so you know, I might be piping in and saying hi to everybody. And we're live right now on YouTube and on Facebook. So Joette, go ahead and take it away.
Wanted to let everybody know to stay tuned until the end because we are giving away a Bowdabra tonight. At the end, you must be watching when you hear your name to be able to win it. So comment where you're watching from, and that will enter you in a chance to win. And we're going to get started. And I'm sure everybody likes to get their kids involved making Christmas stuff, and you want to have items for your pets too. So we've made this already since this isn't a cooking show. It's 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of salt, half a cup of water. Bake for 2 hours at 200 degrees, and you make a footprint and then paint it in Mod Podgets. Okay, so we're going to decorate this. This is for Squash. Squash is our foster dog that just got adopted, and we're making it for his new mommy. He's the best boy ever. So he is going to Connecticut. So everybody wish Squash a safe trip. So we're going to take a length of Bowdabra bow wire. He's going Thursday. We're going to place it in our mini Bowdabra. And we're going to be using a little about 10 inches of this Bowdabra Whimsy gold ribbon, and we're going to make a scrunchy bow. So I'm going to fold the end under just a little bit so it doesn't fray. And we're going to get where you can see me maybe. And we're going to scrunch it in straight down the middle. So you get to the end. When you're almost there, fold it under a couple of times and then kind of push it to the side. It'll twist for you. You want to use your wand, give it a little scrunch, and you'll have something like this, which looks like a little ruffle bow. And now we have a length of this Bowdabra red velvet glitter ribbon. It's gorgeous. I believe it's hair bow ribbon because it's non-wired. But we're going to take about 5 inches of pre-dovetailed tails and place them down in the center. And then we have about, let's see, 6 inches of just a straight piece. We're going to find the center, fold it in half, and scrunch it in upside down in the mini Bowdabra. And we're just going to place one side across and to leave like a little 1/2 inch overhang. Go to the other side and we're making loops. I'm going to give it a little scrunch. So what we have, it looks like a shoe bow. It's so small, I'm going to hold it up for you in a second. But we have a little shoe bow behind a ruffle bow. And we're going to decorate this ornament with it. So I'm going to go ahead and tie it up with my Bowdabra bow wire. I've folded it in half so I have a slip knot. I'm going to pull the loose ends through the looped end, pull it tight while it's still in the mini, remove it. I'm going to keep pulling it tight. I'm going to take these loose ends and I'm going to pull them to the back and then give them another good, nice tug, tie them in a knot, and then we have a cute little ornament bow. We've got a cute little, even a package bow. You can do a lot of things with it. But I have this little charm. It's a little paw print charm. You can get these on Amazon. And this is our bow, what you see. Since I still have these wires on here, I'm going to take one and thread it through the loop. It's got a little hole in it for jewelry making. And I'm going to go ahead and return the one from the back. And so I can tie it in a knot to the front of the bow. And it's going to be in the center. So it's a cute little center. Now I've got it tied in a half knot. I'm going to separate my ribbon and pull the wires to the back again. And I'm going to tie it back in a knot. So it's all nice and tight. Everything's secure. It's going to last for years to come. So when they're packed, there's no wires in here to smash or anything. And I've got it nice and tight so nothing will pull loose. So we're going to take our little ornament. And the good thing about, you can ask Sandy, she knows how I am. I am bad about saving scrap whatever bow wire. Here's one of the reasons why. Because you can take it and use it to string your ornaments at Christmas time. So I'm going to fold it in half and I'm going to do the slip knot technique through it again. Then I'm just going to tie the little ends in a knot. So now I have a little tree hanger. Get it tight, and I trim off the little excess. And so I have that just, it's a perfect tree hanger. So I'm going to take my bow I just made and I'm going to tie it around. You can tie it through the hole if you wanted to, but I don't want to cover up Squash's paw print. And Squash is short for Bigfoot. And he's just a little puppy with a huge foot. So Squash is his nickname. And so we had to take a big cup to cut this out for Squash's foot when you instead of a cookie cutter. So normally you do these with cookie cutters and you make your candy canes and ornaments, and you could use like Christmas ornament, the round ones. There's all kinds of things you can make with cookie cutters, Christmas trees, but we just did the round, which you would normally do for a Christmas ball ornament. But we put Squash's paw print. And there you go. You have an easy and simple and gorgeous memoir. It's a keepsake for memories forever, and it's a great gift. So we're going to move on, and kids can get involved. It's really fun trying to get the dog's footprint in that. That was a challenge because he's still a puppy. So we're going to be making, let's do a gift bow. So you can make this for a wreath, gift bow, whatever. It's going to have multi-purpose uses. See, there's my scraps. I'm bad about saving, but again, I'm going to use them to hang ornaments or something. So I'm going to take a length of my Bowdabra bow wire. I switch to the large Bowdabra, folding it in half and placing it down in the large. Now remember, as you're just coming on, we're giving away a Bowdabra tonight, but you must be present to win at the end of the show. Well, the winner will be announced. So all you have to do to enter to win is to say where you're watching from, and that will enter you in a chance to win. So this is going to be 18 inches of the Bowdabra mesh whimsy ribbon, the gold. There's 6 pieces of that. And then I have the buffalo plaid Christmas tree ribbon from Bowdabra.com. And there's 18 inches each, pre-dovetailed on this one, and there's 6 of them. So I'm going to alternate them. I've got all these going the same direction. I'm going to did this the last time I was on, and a lot of people asked questions about it, so I'm going to do it again. But this time I'm going to do it without the little button loop in the center. I'm going to take my ribbon, fold it in half, scrunch it down in the Bowdabra. Normally we have you reverse it and twist it so that you have your tails facing the same direction, everything up. This time you have one up and one down. So wait till you see this. Trust the process on this one. It's very simple. If you are having trouble making a bow, this way you're not going to fail. So all my loops are going to be the same length. My tails are going to be close because I didn't cut them exactly even. So I'm alternating, doing the whimsy and the buffalo plaid. There's gold in the buffalo plaid, so I thought it matched. It looks really pretty. So there's going to be a little bit of repeating it over and over, but I'm keeping all my ribbons going the same direction that are printed. You're going to love this when it's done if you missed the last one. So it's kind of weird. It looks like the funky bow, just a one-sided funky bow. Okay, I'm going to continue. I'm almost done.
And don't forget to
Alternate.
join our Bowdabra Facebook group. It's our Bowdabra fan gallery on Facebook. It's free to join. We just ask you some questions to make sure you're a real person.
That's right. Go in there and share your Bowdabra creations with us and inspire us and be inspired. So I'm going to have 12 pieces of ribbon in here, so it's going to get really thick. And again, they're all on the same side. So almost done. You could probably get away with 11, but we're going to go ahead and do 12. So last one. Wait till you see this. It's going to be gorgeous. So you can do these in your hand if you want to, but who wants to hold all that in your hand when you don't have to? Bowdabra is a third hand. So I've got the tails on one side and the loops on the other. I've scrunched it down really good. Going to pull my looped end of the Bowdabra bow wire up here and thread it with the loose ends. Pull it tight while it's still down in there. Now I can remove it and secure it. Same thing, we're going to separate the ends. You do want it tight. Pull them to the other side and tie them in a knot. You could leave the wires on in case you're going to tie it onto something or use them to tape down on a present. So I'm not going to cut them off. All right, so we have this funny looking thing. Take your loops and start separating them. You want to fluff them, round them out. I'm going to start on this side. Just take them and pull them, separate them. You've got it pulled tight so they're not going anywhere. I like to go opposite. If I pull gold and the trees on this side, I'm going to go trees, the print, and the gold on this side till you get to the middle. Just start fluffing. Now we've got the tails. So we're just going to take those. Now we can take them and make them go the right direction. So if they were upside down, you pull them to the other side and they turn right side up. Hope you can see this. And you just keep doing that. Get the shiny side up, facing the loops. The printed side up, facing the loops. If it's looking down, you can flip it over, switch it to the opposite side, so you have it rounded out. I mean, this is the easiest bow I think you can make besides a funky bow, and it's basically a one-sided funky bow. So I smashed it a little bit. I want to go ahead and straighten it up before I flip it around and show you. I've got my loops here, my wires. I can pull them to the bottom when I'm done to tie it onto something. But there it is. You have this easy and beautiful bow in no time at all, and you were able to use two ribbons, and then you can make your tails longer if you want. You can do it different sizes, however you want your loops
And
to be. You can go longer.
what's great is all these ribbons are available on Bowdabra.com.
That's right. And look how gorgeous those go together. I love this combination. And that was just,
Really pretty.
who would care what is in the box if you put that on a gift? They're going to be more impressed how you wrapped it. All right. So next we're going to make, we're talking about involving your dogs because you're going to have company. Probably have your dogs groomed and fixed up and dressed up, got their cute little sweaters on. Well, you need to have a little bow on for them. So I'm going to take the wires out of this ribbon here. This is Bowdabra.com. Um, Regal linen ribbon. It's gorgeous. It's linen, almost burlap looking with the gold glitter stripe, and it doesn't even nothing. Well, barely. Not much is coming off, so I thought that would be good to use for a dog bow. So I'm going to take a length of my Bowdabra bow wire, and I'm going to fold it in half, put it in the mini, and tuck the ends underneath. And again, as you're coming in, we're giving away a Bowdabra tonight. So be sure to comment where you're watching from, and that will enter you in for a chance to win. You just need to be present at the end when the winner is announced. So I've taken the end of this about 10 inches. I've folded it under, rolled it about 3 times. I'm going to scrunch it in straight, if you can see it. Going straight down the middle, scrunching it in, ruffle bow style. Scrunchy bow, ruffle bow. When you get almost to the end, curl it in, curl it under about 3 times, and then push that in, and it will turn and stay in there. Take your wand, it's your mini wand, not your large. Give it a good scrunch, and then you want to take your Bowdabra bow wire out. Bring the loose ends to the loop end, pull it tight while it's still in the mini. Remove it. Now this one didn't turn completely sideways, so I'm going to pull the thicker ribbon. I'm going to pull the wire to the center. Now I'm going to
Let us
separate
know
the
if you
ends.
have let us know if you have the mini Bowdabra or the big Bowdabra or both.
Yes, please let us know. And go ahead and if you're watching, share this with people. They're going to be gift wrapping and getting ready for Christmas, and we're going to have some more good tips for them coming up in just a minute. It's not too late. They're just getting started. They'll want to see some of this. So I'm going to tie this in a knot in the back, give it a little fluff. Actually, that was the front because I did save that for the reason of adding a bead to the center.
Thank you,
tied
everybody
it,
who's
and
sharing. We really appreciate it.
thank you. So I'm taking a bead to this one and I'm threading the Bowdabra bow wires. I did tie it in the front and I'm going to put that in the center. Now I'm going to bring it to the back and tie it in a knot. I needed those in the front to thread the bead. Okay, and once you have it tied, you have it ready. You can fluff it a little bit and shape your little bead, but it's ready to tie onto a little girl's ponytail holder. It's a small gift or a pet collar bow. There's so many things you can do with this as well, and it's just a simple and cute idea. So we're going to set that aside, and now we're going to make a simple gift. And you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to do something like this. I mean, this is stuff was on sale, and it wasn't very much, but it cost you $30, something like that, to have one of these. And this is custom. You can make it custom to the recipient. So we're going to make one here, show you just how simple it is. I've got this little Thai puppy dog because we're customizing it to a pet lover for them and their pet or their dog. So I've got this mug. It says, "It's a beautiful day to rescue or to save animals." And I've just stuffed some wrap down into it, about 3/4 of the way up. And I've got some of this tinsel garland. I've cut a few inches off, probably about 12 inches, and I'm just going to lay it in here like you would the shred or grass. And I'm going to take a little piece of bow wire cut, like again, like scrap, wherever it went. There it is. And I'm going to tie this little puppy onto the handle because we got enough stuff that it won't all fit. So this will save some space. So I'm going to go ahead and tie him on. I'm just going to tie him in a bow so that they can get him off and use it. And put him in the front like that. So tie it. You don't have to get it too tight. You just don't want it flopping around in the package. So we got it tied on here, and then we're going to adjust it. It'll stay in place once you get the cellophane around. So I've got this peppermint cocoa. We're going to stick that in the top here. And then I have this little dog bone. And we just made this little dog bow for the collar. So I'm going to tie it on to the dog bone. I don't know if I'm in the camera or not, but I'm just simply tying it on with the little shoe bow and having it face the center just for added decoration. And then I'm going to place that in just like that. I'm going to place it here. So basically, I'm sorry. I need to move my Lazy Susan for this. I'm gonna move that over and try it. I'll show you now. So it puts wobbling. Okay. So we've got a piece of cellophane. I've already cut it out because just as sure as I try to cut that, I'm gonna rip it on camera. So I'm gonna make sure that I have my little smudge centered before I start adding the stuff back. It's centered, and I'm going to go ahead and place my cocoa back in here and my little bone. Place that here. Now, I'm not wobbling everywhere. You can use your bow that you're going to make, or we're going to make a bow for this. Yeah, I'll go ahead and tie it shut so I can move it over. You can use your bow wire from your bow, or you can tie it separately. So I'm going to go ahead and tie it tight and set it over out of the way so we can make a bow for this. Show you how to add that extra special touch to your packages. So I'm going to go ahead and
Joni's
wrap this
asking
real
if it's
fast.
easier to use the Lazy Susan when making bows. And Joni, it depends on who you are. For me, I don't move my twist my Bowdabra, but for people that are used to making bows by hand, they definitely twist their Bowdabra. And for Joette, it's much easier.
Right. Yeah, it's much easier for me because I have been a hand tire for years, but I've got issues with my hands, so I started using the Bowdabra, and now I don't want to do it any other way. I just want to use the Bowdabra. So anyway, I'm going to do this fast just for time's sake. But when you wrap these, you can trim your top up. Just take your scissors at an angle and pull straight up as you're snipping, and you can shape the top up. But this is what we have, and I'm going to make the bow for it. I'm going to set that aside and throw my trash in the trash can, Sandy. I'm just kidding. You know where that really went. Okay, so now I'm gonna take, I can use my mini or large for this bow. Yeah, we'll go back to the large. All right, so I've got a length of Bowdabra bow wire again. Again, you could tie it with this, but I went ahead and used the piece of bow wire to tie it to get it out of the way. Gonna put that in the Bowdabra, and I've got some tails. Got about 12 inches cut here. I'm gonna fold it in half on the center. They're already pre-dovetailed. Yeah, if you're a hand tire, it's easier because you're used to doing this. I don't know, when you're spinning, it just does something. It helps you. I don't know. It just helps you make it uh, more smoothly. But some people like it stable. But I can't make ones. I can, but I'm trying to turn it. I'd be turning the thing that I had it in to make it stable. So I'm going to go ahead and do a traditional bow for this. I'm placing this is about a yard and a half of Bowdabra twinkle ribbon. It comes in all kinds of colors, y'all. This is it's beautiful stuff. It is glittery, but you know what? I don't care. And I know a lot of the people I was decorating for this year, they were telling me they were trying to cut back on glitter for Christmas, and they gave up and said, "Oh, forget it. I want it pretty. There's nothing that I can get that's pretty without all the glitter on it." Then I'm going to make this traditional bow. I don't want to get it too large because I don't want it to cover too much of the package where you can't see in it. Let me get my loops just right. They're about 2.5 inches. I'm going to go in a little bit on this next set, maybe a half inch smaller. But this is the traditional bow, the fold and twist bow. Fold and twist. And again, if you're coming in and you need to say where you're watching from, because if you stay till the end of the show, you could win a chance to win. You'll be entered in a chance to win a Bowdabra. So I've got 3 loops on each side. You need to be present to win. Just say where you're watching from. So I've got this garland again. It's about 4 inches. So I've folded it in half down the center, placing it down in, and I'm just going to crisscross it, it's just a little ball, but I'm trying to get the ends secure where they don't shed and they don't slip out. I'm going to go ahead and tie it up nice and tight with the Bowdabra bow wire while it's still in a Bowdabra. Bring the loose ends to the looped end. Right, I'm going to remove it. Bring these ends to the back, and I'm going to tie a knot, and then it's ready to tie onto the package once we flip it just a little bit. So all we do is pull these loops out, up, down, round them out, and you have this beautiful bow out of one of my favorite ribbons. Pull your tails down. Make sure your glitter side is up, and you just tie it onto your package. Now, I would trim those long pieces off. I wouldn't normally have those on there. Let me find my other wire. There it is. But you just tie it on. Anywhere, find the place you want it. Tie it in a bow so they can save them. People like to save these bows. And anyway, you have this beautiful little gift that will you can customize it to anybody's personality. I want to pull those tails down, but you want to. This is for a dog lover. So last, we are going to be making a tree topper. Sandy, is it getting close to the 30-minute
We will
mark?
be announcing the winner in about 2 or 3 minutes, and um, we have about 7 minutes left.
All right. Well, we don't need but about 5 probably to make one of these big bows. So we're going to make a tree topper. You can make these all kinds of different ways. This is just one of the ways. Just play with your ribbon and get it customized to how you like it. If you like your bow's butterfly shape, then you will cut it different, cut different lengths, or don't add as many loops. If you like your bows, oh, here we go. If you like them all rounded out, then you can make more loops. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to find the center of my tails. I've cut about, that's close to 2 yards of this red velvet ribbon that I need to show you. So I'm going to fold it in half and placing it down in the large Bowdabra. So tails can go that way straight out, but I just like to bring them forward. So
And in
this is the,
determining how long to make your tails, it depends on how big your tree is.
that's, yeah, it's totally custom. This is the Bowdabra 4-inch wide. It's 50 yards. It's a wired velvet ribbon. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've been using this week, and or last week. It's a showstopper. And it comes in different sizes. Comes in the 1.5 inch and the 2.5 inch wide. So this is the Royal, we just used it a while ago, Royal linen ribbon. I've got about 1.5 yards cut on that. And I'm placing these tails on top of the velvet tails. If you're using a traditional tree, these colors will go really well. So I'm going to take, this is going to be a mix of different types of, um, no, it's going to be part funky, part traditional. Here we go. So right now I'm going to be making a loop for the funky bow style part of it. So put where you want your loop, twist it, place it down in the Bowdabra so your tail is right side up and your loop is wrong side. Scrunch it, come back over and place it down, and that gets your first loop set. You're going to repeat the same thing on the opposite side. So get my loop or my tail up, my loop part's twisted. I'm going to place it down on the opposite side. Now I'm going to fold my ribbon over and put my other loop down. I'm going to go ahead and scrunch it so I can kind of hold it up and show you what I'm doing. So this kind of gives it, even though I don't have but 2 loops on here, one on each side, the tail's going up like that gives it the effect of a full bow. Now I could stop and leave it like that if I wanted to, but I don't because I'm extra. I like I like a lot of stuff. So I'm going to try to keep it simple. All right, so next I have
And we
2
have our
pieces
winner,
of, we do,
Sherry
I don't,
Boswell from Goodyear, Arizona.
congratulations, Sherry. Now you're going to need to message us on the Bowdabra Messenger or the Messenger, Facebook Messenger to Bowdabra and let us know your shipping address. So I'm going to take this piece, I'm not doing tails on this one end, I'm just giving a 1/2 inch overhang. I'm going to scrunch in this other side and make a tail. And I'm going to go in a little bit smaller than the original set. I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. Give it a 1/2 inch overhang or so. Make a loop and have a small tail over there. Okay, give it a scrunch. And next, I knew I cut it. I have about 3.5 yards of the royal linen. I don't know if I'm going to use all this, but I'm going to just finish it up with just adding a traditional bow to the center. So I'm going to put about a 1/2 inch overhang over here, and I'm going to just do twist and fold all the way back and forth till I get it as full as I want it. And I'm going in just a little bit, about 1 inch shorter this time on that set of loops. So twist, fold. Make sure this first set's even. Twist. Now you can check to see if your loops are even. Put your wand down in and then bring your loops up like that, and they're even. That's how you want to tell, and they're going to be the base for the rest of my loops. But I will kind of go in a little bit. You know what? You guys were too quiet all this time. I hear a tail wagging, no barking. Usually the dogs are barking for me about this time. So twist, going in a little bit shorter, 1/2 inch, and fold. Twist and fold. And you just continue doing this till you get your bow as full as you want, unless you have a pattern in your mind that you want to do. Twist and fold. So when you get to the end of your ribbon, you can either put a button loop in the center. You can make all your loops just fluff up the same length and be a nice full bow, or you can add something to it, like a little pick or something. I've got a pick to put in here. So twist and fold. I go in a little bit shorter here and there. I wasn't consistent on it, but each side was consistent. So got this little pick. I'm going to place that down in the center, and I'm going to give it a good scrunch. And I'm going to show you how thick this is. I could keep going if I wanted to. You don't want to be holding that in your hand if you don't have to, though. I'm telling you from experience. All right, I'm
Most
going to go
people
ahead and
couldn't
take.
hold it in their hand.
I could back in the day, but you don't want the phone to ring or somebody to come to your door or anything to happen when you're doing that. Okay, pull it tight. No, it's not good. Got those loose ends pulled to the looped end of my slip knot. Got it pulled tight, and I'm going to take it to the back, separating these ends. And I like to take my hand and pull forward with the loops going down, and I pull up on the wire to give it a little bit more, get some of the slack out when you do that. Makes it a little tighter so your loops won't slip out when you're fluffing. So I have this, and all I gotta do is fluff it out. Sandy, are we out of time? Did I do
You
it?
were
Or
good. You can finish that up.
okay. Well, I was gonna finish it, but I didn't know. I took my time on it. I could have made it a lot faster, but I want to explain what I'm doing, and so everybody else can learn how to make this because it's really simple. And I could have put some more red in here and brought some more colors of another ribbon, but I didn't. I just thought these were traditional, elegant colors. So what I'm doing, I'm just separating tails. The loops are there. I'm fluffing the loops out on the red velvet. I can put the smaller ones up to the top, the larger ones to the bottom, towards the tails, the long tails. Bring that up. This gives you a nice round bow, or you could fluff it out, or you could have this more butterfly style if you wanted to. But this is what we have. And if you were to put this on your tree, you could put it up at the top, or you could go a little bit lower, where you could add some more like long, tall, spiky picks above it to match it. But this is a basic way. I mean, one of the basic ways to make a tree topper. I don't have it turned exactly and perfect where you can see it, but I hope you get the idea. And we'll probably have a tutorial out on it later in the next week or
Joette, thank
so.
you. Thank you so much. That was awesome. And everybody,
Thank you,
thank you for
everybody.
joining us. And we'll be back again next week at 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 Mountain, 6 Central, and 7 Eastern. So have a wonderful week, and we'll see you all soon. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.